to another fantastic episode of the PYRESWAP Show. Today is Wisdom Wednesday, and I just can't wait to talk to you guys about some of the stuff we've been doing. And you know, I posted in the chat. I posted this screenshot, a little sneak peek from a book I've been reading, and it's called The One-Page Marketing Plan by Alan Dibb, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It talks a lot about how you stand out, like what your marketing message is, and really like what you have to do to make your marketing effective. It talks a lot about how there is, in fact, oh, no audio again? Let's see. Somebody, no, we're unmuted. So it's bearish on 3-hour interviews. Well, okay, Seabiscuit, it's more about like, if we do 3-hour interviews, it's more about like, from that person's following, who's willing to invest 3 hours. Yeah, who's willing to invest 3 hours? Did that make sense? Yeah, like if they don't go all the way through, they're not going to go all the way through. So even if you get, you know, yeah, exactly, right? And then of course you're not like, the way that YouTube gauges a view is not from somebody who views the whole thing. If you view like more than 1% of it, I think you count as a view. So the most important thing is that there's a lot of touch points. Where this matters. And by the way, today is Wisdom Wednesday. And Wisdom Wednesday, I think, is all about I guess you could say, being on a continuous learning journey, if that makes sense. Now, me personally, a lot of the stuff that we've done recently, and you might have seen this on the PYRESWAP.com landing page. So on PYRESWAP.com, on the PYRESWAP.com landing page, we now have 10 benefit statements. 10 of them. And the fact of the matter is that we do want to be clear that these benefits are unique to us. And not every benefit statement needs to be something that resonates with everybody, because indirectly from these benefit statements, we know that the audience, meaning the target market, is actually a speculator. Meaning, what we mean by that is that the person in Web3, the Web3 investor, quite often 99% or more are speculators. So if they can at least tangibly see that a benefit is being utilized by somebody else, that does give them the ability to speculate on it, even if they are not a direct user. Hope that makes sense. So legitimately, they talk about like what you need to do to stand out. They talk about how to be remarkable, but most importantly, it's about like, if you confuse them, you lose them, right? That was the picture I showed before. And generally speaking, since we have a complicated product, we have a complicated service, you know, in order for them to justify the effort needed to kind of go through this confusion, there has to be a level of interest built up first. Does that make sense to you guys? So a long time ago, I used to sell life insurance. And if you wanted to sell life insurance, you don't talk to them about the insurance. You talk to them about the need for the insurance, which comes from the fact that they might have children, right? So anybody who has children and they're in the business of financially providing for these children as they grow up, as they are a breadwinner, it's not the value of the insurance, it's the value of protecting their kids from going through poverty should they perish before their children become adults. Does that make sense to you guys? Like you know, if you start talking to somebody about how insurance works, you're going to confuse them. But if you talk to them about, hey, if you die, your wife is going to be saddled with a 5-figure bill for your funeral, on top of the fact that 80% of your household income is going to be gone. Your children's future lives are completely affected by your death, should it be premature. And if that were the case, they might be in a worse, you might be damning them to a life of misery. Does that make sense? right? Everybody understands that, right? Does that message, that message is way easier to visualize, right? You have to tailor your message based on what they understand already, which is their kids, how much their kids mean to them. That their income supports their kids. They know this, right? If you talk to them about stuff like premiums, the way risk management works, the way that the company analyzes them to make sure that they're a good bet and how they calculate their premium, that gets confusing. It doesn't mean anything to them, right? Unless they have that natural curious instinct, which a lot of people don't. But everybody has that aversion to wanting their children to suffer. Most people, right? They have an aversion to that. And therefore, life insurance becomes something they just might buy. Because it's not the fact that they're selling the insurance instrument, they're selling the solution that product provides. If that makes sense. Phrase it around that idea. Anyways, so other things about this book that was great. 2 questions you must ask yourself are, and I'm going to talk more about this book. So the first 2 things this book talks about, let me see if I can find them, is selecting your target market. Actually, I'm going to go through these questions. In fact, I'm going to go through these questions. Selecting your target market. In fact, I'm going to jump off screen real quick to get this piece of paper. Hang on. Actually, it's in the book, so I could have stayed on screen, but whatever. Okay. These are the questions. There's 14 questions that this book provides for actually analyzing your target market. And some of these questions might be a bit uncomfortable, but I'm going to be brief with them. What keeps them awake at night? Does that make sense? What do they lose sleep over? What are they afraid of? Yeah. Okay. Let me go here. What are they angry about? I'm just going to write like this. And you might not be able to read this, but it's okay. Who are they angry at? Yeah. Top daily frustrations. What trends are occurring and what will occur in their business or life. So I'm just going to say trends. 7, what do they secretly, ardently desire most? So secret desire, yeah. Is there a built-in bias? And this question actually says, is there a built-in bias in the way they make decisions? For example, engineers are exceptionally analytical. Does that make sense? Yeah. Do they have their own language? Yeah. Language or jargon. Then it says, what magazines do they read? Yeah. Then 11 is websites. What websites do they visit? And then what is this person's day like? Yeah, what is this person's day like? What is the main dominant emotion they feel? And then what is the one thing they crave above all else? Make sense to you guys? So 12 is what is their day like, 13 is what is the main dominant emotion, and then what is the one thing they crave above all else? Do you guys know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that like right now, have you guys heard me talk about flight to quality in the past? FTQ? Yes? Okay, so flight to quality, you might have heard me talk about this before. FTQ means flight to quality. Flight to quality. Okay? So flight to quality, what it actually means is running away from risk. Does that make sense to you guys? So flight to quality is what banks do when they buy government bonds. Interesting about flight to quality, Jabry? So that I'm glad he did because that's pretty smart, and this also implies that like Bitcoin's dominance is a aspect of flight to quality, because Bitcoin always like keeps growing, even though like some of the weirder things in Bitcoin's peripherally, some of them grow with it, some of them fucking like they fall out of favor. Does that make sense to you guys? Right? But then also, Jabry, what Larry Fink is talking about, he's talking about when crypto winter happens. So when crypto winter happens, everybody, like the money leaves crypto. You know what I mean? There's a whole bunch of people just selling crypto, right? Like everybody fucking sells out at the same time, right? Or whatever. It's like everybody just panics. And that right there, that flight to quality is they're actually going to something not, when they mean quality, they mean lower risk. So the fact of the matter is people will still view the dollar as lower risk than Bitcoin. Does that make sense to you guys? So eventually, in order for those of you who don't know, I want the GPSC to also eventually benefit from flight to quality. Does that make sense? But in order for us to achieve that, in order for fear to be working for us, because right now it doesn't, right? So I want people to think that like, oh hey, when people are scared of the market or meme coins, or they just happen to hold through winter, we'll benefit from that. Does that make sense? Like the FTQ, people will come to the GPSC because red candles can't kill this project, right? And the fact of the matter is there's still ways to make money here in crypto winter. Do you guys understand that? But we're not there yet. So generally speaking, like there are some fears that are out there that can in fact drive people here, but most of the time it's going to have to be greed. Does that make sense? Because when people make sales of the token, of the GPSC tokens now, is they're thinking of time value of greed. They want to catch market movement elsewhere. Does that make sense? So right now during this phase, we have to think more about marketing with greed rather than marketing with fear. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Either way. Okay, so what keeps them awake at night, right? Like people in crypto, what keeps them awake at night? It's got to be an anxiety, right? Right? It's probably loss, right? Something to do with loss, financial loss. Do you guys think they stay awake at night thinking about like block finality and like block time and the Byzantine general problem? Has anybody here ever stayed awake at night thinking about the Byzantine general problem? Yeah, but Maddie, you're correct. But the fact of the matter is, if fear works against us, Maddie, fear right now works in our favor in the sense that you guys who already believe in the project don't feel like taking the risk on dumber shit in the marketplace. Does that make sense? So it's like that might make money, but like the ability to understand it is so much lower, it's a higher risk. Does that make sense? So once somebody wraps their head around the project, they can effectively now be more uncertain about things outside of the project than they can be certain about the product itself. Does that make sense? So the GPSC becomes lower risk once you actually wrap your head around it. Right? Does that make sense to you guys? Right? Once you're in the door, once you're at this level of depth, fear, or should I say just uncertainty. It doesn't mean to be like you guys are scared of touching a meme coin or scared of touching like the base chain or whatever, right? Like it's not like it's fear, but rather that like at the end of the day, there's just something about this project which keeps drawing you back. It's like, well, you know what? I have a greater idea of how this works, right? So it's like I don't have to expose myself to surprises. I don't have to get surprised by anything in the GPSC, right? Does that make sense? Right? There's a whole bunch of random things that can happen, but generally speaking, there's like a larger bounded system where you can understand that like, okay, this changes this and this changes that, but I still kind of know how to navigate from here and I kind of know how to navigate from here. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Right? So that is, calling that fear is a bit extreme, but you guys get what I'm saying. It's like an uneasiness. It's like, do I really care about that though? Right? You get what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know why I want to take that risk. I'm trying to be doing something a little bit more serious. Anyways. So, yeah, exactly, Maddie. Yeah, it's like, yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, and I'm still less scared. Yeah, and I'm still less scared of this. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's like, well, I actually know how this works, so therefore I know how it'll progress. It might progress a little to the left, might progress a little bit to the right, but overall it's probably progressing in the same direction, right? Like anything that's a surprise, it might be noisy in the interim, but it doesn't really change the trajectory of the project. You guys know what I mean? It doesn't really change the outcome, which is also like that low riskness, right? However, for the people that don't know about the project to the level that you guys do, they need to feel greed. Does that make sense to you guys? Because their flight to quality is going to be stable coins. Do you guys understand? Like their flight to quality is going to be stable coins. So they're just going to switch between stable coins and meme coins. Stable coins and meme coins. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Right? So like there's not going to be a fear motivator that drags them through the GPSC neighborhood. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Right? In order to come to the GPSC, they need to feel they want to, right? They need to want to do it, right? And then, okay, wanting to enter PYRESWAP and then not wanting to leave are actually two different wants. Does that make sense to you guys? Right? The wants to enter and then the not want to leave are two different motivators. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Jabri for sure, yeah. And like by that point, it's like, you know, yeah, you missed it. You missed it, right? But Jabri, that is arguably poetic justice because you get what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. It's like, all right, well, yeah, because a bunch of people are going to be DCAing out. It's okay. You know, Jabri, the good news for them is that even if they are that, it's like it's not the end of the world because again, red candles can't kill this project. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, like even if that's the case, like it'll still be okay. Yeah, like that's so people who buy at the top in this project, it's way better to buy at the top of this project than it is to buy at the top of a different of another project. Let's put it that way. They need to feel greed to want towards it, right? So what are they afraid of? What are they angry about? Now, remember that they're being greed motivated, but like the things that might be fears that get in the way of them is like, yeah, exactly, Seabiscuit. So yeah, there's an upside to that as well. And by the way, I bought 2Share myself at $4 grand once because I thought it was gonna bounce, right? It was like at $8 grand, it was like $7 grand, and it was still fighting, right? And yeah, I didn't buy a lot, Jerry. Yeah, it was like maybe a few $100s worth, right? It was like $500 though. So now it's worth $1, right? That $500 is now worth $1, whatever. But yeah, like the highest I ever bought it was at $4 grand because I thought the math would actually like stick it out, but you get what I'm saying. Jeffrey, the majority of the 2 share that I bought at way better prices, for sure. Yeah, I was also one of like the first 50 people inside 2 ohm. Yeah, let's put it that way. But yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, it's like, okay, well, I bought some of it at $4,000 bucks. It's okay. Yeah. But they need to feel greed to actually like want to get into this. They need to feel like a positive. They need to feel a positive emotion magnetizing them in, not a negative emotion pushing them out. Does that make sense? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if you're meeting somebody for the first time and they're telling you to like beware of like things that they're more familiar with, do you guys know what I mean? That's weird, right? Like, if you met a stranger and that stranger told you to watch out for your friends, right? Like, hey, watch out. Your friends might not be your friends. Like, that person is more... That person is not marketing. Let's put it that way. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Do you guys understand? Yeah, it's like, even if that person does have snakes as friends, if you don't know that guy, it's like, can I help you? And it's like, you're still going to discount their advice. You're still going to be like, yeah, did you need something? Yeah, like, why do you even care about my interests, right? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you get what I'm saying, Doc. They need to feel greed. They need to feel like a want to step forward, right? So, what keeps them awake at night? What are they afraid of? What are they angry about? Who are they angry at? So we can just start off with these 4, to be honest. Actually, these five, right? Okay. By the way, this is avatar building. So the first one is, what do they lose sleep over? What are they afraid of? What are they angry about? Who are they angry at? And then what are their top daily frustrations? Top daily frustrations. Now, like, I would love to actually spend some time on these PYRESWAP shows, hearing you guys brainstorm. What do you guys think are the top daily frustrations of the Web3 user? The crypto investor, the 0x speculator. Red candles? Okay. That's not a bad one. No moon yet? No GF. Yep. FOMO, Doc? Yeah. When Lambo? Yeah, okay. So that's a good question, yeah. When Lambo? So it's like impatience, right? Impatience. 2, I think you could say, yeah, red candles. Why not? How about this? Yeah. Projects dying, meaning like they're holding coins that like nobody gives a fuck about anymore. Do you guys know what I mean? Can devs do something? Yeah. Yeah, when Lambo. Yeah. You guys mean? Yeah, like literally holding tokens that are like, okay, thanks. Yep, it's like, again, or like rug tokens. Yeah, it's like that scar tissue is there forever. You know what I mean? It's like, well, what do? Do I send them to a burn wallet? It's like, personally, I think I was only in like 1 or 2 rugs. I had the token still in my wallet because it's like, you know what? I'm not trying to like run away from the fact that I let my greed get the best of me. That's me personally. But like, I'll just keep that there as a reminder. Do you guys know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But Jeffrey, not everybody thinks like me, which is unfortunately where we are today. It's where we are today. Okay, so impatience, red candles. Let me actually see it. You guys have some good answers here, by the way. Yeah, red candles. Red candles. Yeah, red candles I think is a bigger frustration than like no green candles, right? Like no green candles is impatience. Then you see green candles elsewhere, right? Green candles elsewhere. Yeah. Can devs doing something? Yeah, Dr. Mack is basically correct. Green candles elsewhere. Yeah, they're like, oh no, I'm in the other one. Well, yeah, XRP is still alive, but I think everybody's saying, yeah, okay, projects like Ripple and fucking Cardano and stuff like that, or even Algorand or Hedera or whatever, like, these are arguably not projects that I would be bearish on. Like, the fact of the matter is that everybody's just fucking Everybody is just upset about sitting in the cuck chair watching Solana have its meme coin parade. Yeah. Is that what it is? Is it L2 for Bitcoin? Javery, that's arguably, when you say succumbed, that might be a great use case for it. Yeah. Yeah. If that's actually the case, that might actually be the best news for Cardano. Because to be honest, like a lot of that's definitely more. That's definitely like a better, I think, move for these chains than like some of them have no idea what their business model is. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like if they want to do that, okay. Yeah. I don't even hate. I don't hate Cardano, and I actually like. I like the idea of it. Yeah. Like as far as like what they were doing differently from Ethereum, but again. Yeah, but again, like if you're just thinking about like what the instrument is doing, the ADA, that's way different than what the chain is doing. Like always. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So yeah, like I think the fact that if they're going to be this L2 for Bitcoin, they have the visibility and the marketing to like make that matter. Does that make sense? So they're going to be an L2 for Bitcoin. That's fucking yeah. Compared to like not doing anything and getting like swept into irrelevancy, that's great. Yeah, good for them. Anyways, that's recently. Good for them. Okay, so who are they angry at? Like, what are they angry at, right? What are they angry at? Like, these are other things. Like, they can be angry at themselves. They can be angry at the market. They can be angry at an influencer. They can be angry at the fucking, Jerome Powell. And then, like, what are their top daily frustrations? We said that. What are they afraid of? So the first two are fear. The second two are anger. And the fifth one is frustration. Impatience, red candles. Green candles elsewhere. Yeah, red candles on their bag, green candles elsewhere. And by the way, that's literally, if you guys don't know, others, what are they selling? If you guys figure this out right here, do you guys know the Bogdanov brothers? You don't know about getting bogged? Who here knows about the bogged meme? Who here knows bogged? Okay, I'm just gonna pull up. I'm gonna pull something up. Google.com search. Let's go to Google. Thank you. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Bogdanov Brothers meme. Yeah, okay. So have you ever seen these guys with the faces holding the phone? Yeah, these guys, by the way, both of these guys died during COVID. Yeah, both of them died during COVID. But anyways, they have a fucking meme. They fucking have a meme. And the meme goes like this. They bought, dump it, right? And there's a reversal to it, right? Let me see if we have it here. Right? He bought? Yeah, dump it. Yeah, dump it, right? And he sold, pump it. Yeah. They sold, yeah, you guys get it. You guys know the fucking meme. And by the way, like, why is it a meme? Like, why is it a fucking meme? Like, why did this fucking joke, as dumb as it is, like, go as fucking viral to the point that it becomes a meme? Right? Right? He bought, dump it. I should get a Bogdanov fucking shirt. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get a Bogdanov shirt for the show. Yeah, Javier, I'm not joking about that. Yeah. But again, we're talking about top daily frustrations, right? So red candles on their bag, and then green candles elsewhere. Does that make sense? So when green candles happen elsewhere, it's a Bogdanov meme, and when red candles happen on their bag, it's also a Bogdanov meme. Do you guys get what I'm saying? The Bogdanov and the reverse Bogdanov, that's what those two frustrations are. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So if you want to know like what are people's the Web3 investors' frustrations, the Bogdanov meme. You guys know. You guys get it. Yep. All right. Anyways. Oh, not bad. Okay. Let me go back to what I was looking at here. I think I need to refresh this. Okay. You can bring me off of the screen share, sir. Okay. So what trends are occurring? Right? So trends. Like trends matter for sure, right? Now it's easy to confuse fads with trends in crypto, but like what trends are occurring? Oh, and by the way, we have this new counter. We have this new counter here. Actually, yeah, could I get screen share again, sir? Sorry to tangent. Do you guys see here? Do you guys see here this message? L2s, yep. Hype in general. Do you guys see it says background image will change? You guys see it? Yeah. And do you guys know why we put this little counter here? Seabiscuit, it's not just that, but rather, what we're trying to do is do a micro coax to see if somebody will come back tomorrow just to see the different artwork. Does that make sense? Because if you can get somebody to begin visiting, but then also to begin revisiting, that is how they slowly enter your, that's how they slowly build up the habit of caring about your project. Do you get what I'm saying? Like not just to take a look at it once, but actually it's like, oh shit, the background image will change. So they might put this on this list of projects they want to look at, right? And it's like, oh shit, if they see that the background image will change, they might show up just to take a glance at the new background image. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's all these small things. These are small microscopic things, but you can plant them in people's heads. So first of all, they'll now know when the background image changes. You guys all knew that it changed once a day, right? All of you guys who watch this right now, you guys know it changes once a day. We have 7 of them. We have 7 of them for every day of the week. Yeah. So now you know exactly when they'll change because I think it's corrected to UCC. Yeah. Did you not know this, Cynical? We have 7 images on the landing page. You really did not know that? Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. Now there's another reason for me to put that counter there. Another reason. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I mean. But Cynical, you're already past that, though. You're already past that. What I'm saying is it's there for the people that, like, didn't know about it, and it's one of these weird aesthetic things that help them, like the project more, if that makes sense. Yeah, and if you're using mobile, too, it's going to look different. By the way, mobile doesn't even have the counter. Yeah, we don't have this counter on mobile, to be clear. There's no real place to put it. Anyways. But yeah, now we have that counter there. This should be the majority of things we need. This should be the majority of things we need on this thing. It's possible I might take up a Lesio suggestion, and instead of saying welcome to PYRESWAP, a decentralized exchange, I might just replace that with PYRESWAP. But I don't know if that really matters yet. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like just small things, like the smallest things that incentivize visiting the website again. Yeah, if they keep visiting the website, they'll slowly build up the habit of coming to the website. You get what I'm saying? Like, you get what I'm saying? Imagine if somebody was willing to just check this landing page out just to see all the background images. Clearly, if they have that motivation, they're gonna look deeper. Do you know what I mean? You guys get what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. Anyways. I'm not saying that, by the way, I'm not saying that you'll know who does this, but the goal is that this is something that will work at a much higher degree of scale, right? If you had 1,000 people showing up to look at this page, right? If you had 1,000 new people looking at this landing page every day, you might have a few, maybe 10, right, that actually are going to check in again tomorrow, right? Just to see the artwork change. Make sense? Okay, so what trends are occurring? And like when you talk about trends, if you're in Web3, they're looking for like large project launches that kind of set these narratives. Does that make sense? Did you guys notice that L2 became a trend after people started launching L2s? and meme coins became a trend after people started launching meme. Yeah, AI is a trend. Yeah, right. AI became a trend after people started launching AI stuff. Right. Yeah, DPIN. Yeah, DPIN means decentralized physical infrastructure network. By the way, yeah, RWA is a trend. Yeah, these are narratives. They're narratives, right? By the way, Seabiscuit, RWA is more of a narrative than a trend because like people talk about these projects, but do you know what RWA is really going to shine? Can I tell you guys something? RWA is not really going to have its moments. Yeah. RWA is not really going to have its moment until crypto winter. Do you guys understand? Like RWA like serves Web3 best during crypto winter. Do you guys understand that? No, not even that. Not even that. Yeah. Nothing to do with regulation. Nothing. Yeah. Because RWA are going to be lower risk assets in Web3. Does that make sense? So like precious metals and stuff like that. Do you get what I'm saying? So lower risk assets, yeah, exactly. So they're not going to be as volatile as fucking meme coins. So people who still want to be invested in crypto, like their crypto money, but they don't know about like what to touch during winter, it's going to be like, okay, now RWA projects might have the ability to like start doing something there. I don't personally care that much about RWA, but like that's the way I realize it because during crypto summer, Javery, they're going to be dominated by things that have the ability to explode, 500x, right? Or at least 100x, right? Yeah. Right? Like, by the way, gold is not going to go 500x. Yeah, GameFi, exactly. Yeah, gold is not going to go 500x. Not in a year. Do you guys know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I mean. RWA, it's like, that's the stuff that will do well during crypto winter, which is good. Yeah. It is what it is. I'm not gonna get into that, but good stuff right there. Yeah, exactly. So, by the way, I would have no problem in the future of having RWA stuff in liquidity on PYRESWAP. Do you guys know what I mean? Like just to have it there too. Like why not just have a bit of RWA that feeds the Incantation Witch Vault? Do you guys know what I mean? Right? Why not have Pax G feeding the Incantation Witch Vault? Right? Yeah. But again, future, right? Like we don't have the ability to do it now. Yeah. Well, we already have that, Javery. It's called US Dibs. Do you know about US Dibs? Yeah, it's not at PEG yet. Yeah. Yeah, US Dibs is on BNB. However, we can later move it to all the other chains. Yeah, it's like 5 cents or 10 cents right now. Yeah, it's on BNB. Eventually, we can get it bridged later, but it does not make sense to make this happen right now for obvious reasons. And also, it's not even a stable coin. It's a vibratile dollar coin. So it's going to be probably in later stages closer to like 95 or 97 cents, something like that. It'll hover in the 90s. Maybe it'll go above PEG every now and then. Yeah, because it's US Dibs is a very interesting token, but more on that later. Yeah. But yeah, it'll be cool to have US Dibs in liquidity with other stable coins. Yeah. Yep, Maddie's correct. Yeah, it's a very interesting. I can't fucking wait, you guys. I can't fucking wait. Okay, the next question is like trends. Right? Trends. So like, what are the trends they're going to be affected by? And then what is their secret desire? Now, it might not even be that much of a secret. Yeah, it's a fucking Lambo. Yeah, when Lambo. It's not that much of a secret, right? Do you guys get what I'm saying? And to be honest, a lot of people, it's not going to be like, I need money because I care that much about a Lambo. Who here actually has a picture of a Lamborghini like in their bedroom or like fantasizes about buying a Lamborghini? Does anybody actually do this? GTR? Okay. Well, that's actually much more, that's much more realistic, I think. Or, sorry, GTR, you mean like, whatever. Anyways, the point being, yeah, Nissan, yeah. Well, that's much more realistic. And I know when I was in the military, there was GTRs all over the base. But of course, they were spending way more than they should on a car. But the point being is that it's about very tasteful, Javery. Very cool as well. but it's more about the fact that they have the availability to buy a Lambo because all of their other higher priorities, like their higher financial priorities, are taken care of. Does that make sense? So it's not like their top desire is Lambo, right? Rather, it's like fucking rent, mortgage, right? Right, like all other bills, right? Debts. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like the Lambo is down here at like number 25 or something like that, right? Lambo. Do you guys know what I mean? I mean, yeah, if it helps you, Cynical, this book actually says when you build the avatar, when you build the avatar, you should actually get pictures of people that fit this avatar. So I was thinking like, okay, I guess I could get some of the YouTubers that I think are good fits. Do you guys know what I mean? But even then, yeah, exactly. It's a house. Yeah, a fucking house. Yeah, it's like I would rather have a house than a exotic sports car that like devalues by like 25% of fucking a year. Countach, yeah, there you go. You get what I'm saying, right? Rent, mortgage, all the bills, and you have 4, 5, 6, and you have 25. It's like, oh yeah, I could get a Lamborghini fucking Huracan, or I guess they now have the Countach, like you said. Yeah, it's not about like the Lambo itself. It's like, hey, I need to fucking solve all these other higher priority problems and then get the Lambo. Some people are gonna be dumb as shit and they might just buy the Lambo. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm gonna buy a Lambo and just, park it, next to my fucking studio apartment. It is what it is, yeah. But those are the people that kind of like, they were rich for a moment and then they never came back. Yeah, not very Dave Ramsey material. But again, crypto isn't really Dave Ramsey material. You know what, Cynical? This project should be Dave Ramsey's #1 crypto project. So, in the future, you guys, we'll get Dave Ramsey to be our fucking influencer. Yeah, this should be Dave Ramsey's #1 crypto project. Yep, exactly. Yep. I think that we have to, we might have to push that back a little bit. No, because he doesn't show up in crypto searches, I'll tell you that. But he might be. I haven't seen. By the way, we finished the YouTubers list. The YouTubers list is finished. It's fucking finished, you guys. Yeah, there's no more YouTubers needed. We're good. We probably have like 900 YouTubers, and the Sandwich Circus now has probably more YouTubers. We have a better YouTuber list than probably the rest of crypto. Yeah. There you go. Big things popping. Yeah. We're gonna solve national debt. We're gonna solve national debt with PYRESWAP. With the incantation witch fault. We're going to eliminate all that bad debt, guys. What is it, 40 trillion? Yeah, not going there. Yeah, 40 trillion to the IWV, guys. Yeah, well, there you go. Solve your debt first, yeah. By the way, guys, that national debt shit, they just keep putting it onto the future. Like, you know who pays for that national debt? The future taxpayer. Like, that's what that is. Like, they're just borrowing from they're just borrowing from the future taxpayer. That's how national debt works. Yeah. But believe it or not, like that debt has to exist and it has to be managed. Otherwise, yeah. Well, we'll get there later. Okay. What do they secretly, ardently desire most? It really is like in my opinion, they might not know they might not know they want this. Exactly, Cynical. Yeah. So they might not know this. Is that like they really just want like to have a greater control over their lives? Do you guys know what I mean? Like, what is the real desire? If I were to ask you guys, like, what is the real desire that you want in a crypto? It's probably to have a greater level of financial control over your life. Yes? Yeah, there you go. Your kids' prosperity. Yeah, I imagine for a lot of you that have kids. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, like the idea of prosperity, right? Their secret desire, that prosperity helps them. Well, you guys get it. Okay, now believe it or not, the next question here is like, do they have a built-in bias? And this is a built-in bias to the way they make decisions. A built-in bias in the way they make decisions. I'm so glad I'm reading this book because you guys remember in August of this year, I did not think, but in August of this year, I literally didn't think about the fact that I was going to hyperinflate the token and how everybody would be scared because the chart is looking as ugly as possible. Did you guys know that? Like I was literally like not even thinking about that. I was thinking about like RPC issues and stuff. You know what I mean? Do you guys know what I mean? Right? Right? But the built-in bias is like, you guys know what it is? Number go up. This is the built-in bias. Question mark. Number go up. Right? Now, we have some other stuff coming up for this. Yeah, we have some other stuff coming up for this. We've actually already solved it we've actually solved it a little bit. You might not notice we solved it yet, but there's already been some solutions that have been deployed concerning this. But like, yeah, it's like number go up, and it's like if the number is not going up, or if the number is going down, number going down means something is bad, right? Do you guys get what I'm saying? Yeah, but Jabri, that's their built-in bias. So they have to effectively, that bias is going to happen before they get in the door. Once they get in the door, they then have to unlearn that bias. Yeah, and if they don't know the project at that level of depth, they might never lose that bias. You guys know what I mean? It's okay. Like, it's okay. The good news is that this is really more money for people that can unlearn that bias. Do you guys know what I mean? Yeah, it's just, the good news is, our narrative from the beginning was what? It was about resurrecting tomb forks, right? Resurrecting tomb forks? Would you guys agree? That was like the earliest narrative? Yeah. Well, guess what? We're just expanding the theme of resurrection. That's all we're doing. Because we're resurrecting our Pyre gas tokens. We're resurrecting DeFi. We're resurrecting the Phantom Opera, right? Do you guys get what I'm saying? It's just resurrection all around now. Does that make sense? You don't need to think about the resurrection of tomb forks. That's just an aspect of our resurrection. Yeah? Make sense to you guys? But again, the built-in bias is always like, is the number going up? And will the number go up? Thank you, Yaroslav. I'm kidding. Somebody's obviously a spam bot. Okay. That second one is like, do they have a language or jargon? Somebody must have banned them or he banned himself. Yeah. Language or jargon. Because the fact of the matter is that you have to actually get it, you have to market to their language or jargon. Does that make sense? Not yours. Prometheus. Thank you. But do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like you have to wrap their language and jargon around what you have, right? Start off with their language and jargon, then get them to step towards yours. Anyways. What magazines do they read? What websites do they visit? What's this person's day like? Dominant, yeah. What magazines they read, what websites they visit, what is their day like? I mean, we know, right? Yeah. Like, Dex Screener is definitely one of them, right? What is their day like? What do you guys think their day is like? They work in an office, right? Or maybe they work at home. Either way, they have some access to a computer in their office where they're able to just kind of like keep an eye on this. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Right? They might be full-time meme coiners or whatever, or they might work from home. Do you know what I mean? In which case, maybe they spend more time like in stable coins and they just try to open and close positions every day. Like, I don't fucking know. But like legitimately, you got to think about that. Like, okay, they're on their computer. Are they on their computer the same time as you? Right? Or are they on the computer with just tidbits and they have to keep looking at different things? There you go, Jaber. Yeah. Yep. It's like check, 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 check. Yeah. Exactly. This is also why Deck Screener has slowly become like a marketing and advertising platform more than it has been a data, because like, hey, everybody's eyeballs. Now there's a lot more competitors to Deck Screener coming out. So, like it got, I think, too powerful or whatever. And yeah, it is what it is. Then also, okay. This is an interesting question. What is the main dominant emotion the market feels? CoinMarketCap? Yeah. Arguably, this one changes day to day, but it's probably fear or greed, right? What is the one thing they crave above all else? Well, they don't crave losing it, right? Yeah. Oh, Fexer, yeah, they're under construction. Yeah, Fexer, the leaderboards are under construction. We had a couple things getting built before then. Yeah, the leaderboards are still under construction. I demoed some stuff earlier, but yeah, they're still under construction. We had all the devs working on stuff that mattered more, which involved even stuff on the landing page. Yeah. Well, the main dominant emotion, I don't know. Like, main dominant emotion, I think that's fear or greed, right? Yeah. Yeah, the leaderboards, I think the first one that we'll actually have will probably be like the blue chip liquidity one, because the blue chip liquidity one does not necessarily require weighting of the LP. Because we have the peg tokens, and because the peg tokens have like a different decimal version of the peg, there's got to be a little bit of background math, and I haven't worked out some of that background math, but I hope this makes sense. Yeah, this is kind of a more complicated task, but like I have to even spell it out for the devs so they understand exactly how to find out the answer. But yeah, main dominant emotion, I'm assuming it's fear or greed. Yeah, okay. Anyways, okay, does anyone have any questions? These are the last questions. Yeah, what is the one thing they crave above all else? Arguably, it's probably money. Yeah, like, I mean, we could say like not losing money. Not losing money is definitely the motivator, but when you think about something you crave, something you actually want, it's probably the positive feeling of money, right? The positive feeling of feeling like a winner. The positive feeling of feeling like a rich. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The get rich quick, as it were. Anyways. The return of retail. And you know what's crazy, Tendai? We're retail. Yeah. Yeah, it's like people are like trying to, you get what I'm saying? Yeah, they're waiting for like the person behind them to show up. And it's like, well, that's also who you are in your own way. Right? So, I think that, yeah, and also, by the way, think of it this way, Tendai, if they're waiting for retail to come back, all they're doing is they're not really that bullish on crypto. They're bullish on the fiat that they're going to get from it. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's like that becomes disingenuous in their sales. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like when Bitcoin was getting advocated for, yeah, exactly. When Bitcoin was getting advocated for, like the first time, it's like it wasn't getting advocated for in a way that was like, hey, you can make money with this. Rather, it was like, hey, you can circumvent centralized institutions and like take ownership back of payment, right? Or whatever the fuck the narrative was. Do you guys know what I mean? It was more about like what the technology made possible as opposed to like the riches that it made possible. Do you guys know what I mean? Anyways, yeah, I appreciate everyone's opinions today. I think we had a good show. We'll be making an announcement with some of this stuff later this week or today. I don't fucking know. Thank you guys so much for coming to the PYRESWAP show. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for Thursday, Thankful Thursday. We will be changing the time of Thankful Thursday in November. So this might be the last Thursday in this time slot. More on that later, you guys. Have a great rest of your day.